Sure.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Sipping Social Lite. I know this one is back by popular demand. I'm taking over this time, so I will actually be moderating your hosts and also moving this conversation forward. So, for those that don't know, I am Kevin McKinney with Marathon Capital, CEO, and I actually have three of my closest friends and also business partners. So I'm gonna go ahead and go around and let them all introduce themselves, starting to my left with Ramone.
Hey, what's going on, good people? Ramone, I serve as the Chief Operations Officer, and yeah, man, happy to be here. I'm looking forward to the conversation. So, Dominique, we'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, good people? My name is Dominique Fredericks. I go by Dom. That's D-O-M. M is in Mike. M is in make money. I am the Chief Financial Officer with Marathon Capital. My role in that is we're in charge of the investments, investment groups, stocks, stock markets, trading, things like that. Known Kevin since what, 7 years old? A long, 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 long time. 3 decades, over 3 decades.
Yeah,
So,
now to that other guy.
That other guy. Hey, I appreciate y'all. My name is Dash Cruz. I'm our Chief Information and Security Officer with Marathon. I don't know how I got here. I'm just happy to be here. Thank y'all for inviting me. I could just kind of force myself into friendships. These dudes probably already knew each other before they met me. I just taught them how to cuss, and that's about it.
All right, so now that we got all the business and professional shit out the way, all right, now we can go ahead and move on to this conversation because this is basically what it's going to be. So, before we get move into that portion of it, just want to let everybody know that we have been friends since the third grade. So it's been a lot of
that's right.
things that we've done, a lot of shit that we've started and finished. And like I said, now we are moving forward with this business that we've been with going on 5 years. So before we get into everything else, let's start with a toast. Um, if everybody wants to let everybody know what you're sipping on, if you got your bottle close by, we can definitely I guess give our quick sponsors their shout outs. If they are sponsors or if they not, then they need to pay us next time.
All
So
right. Hey, we're going to go reverse order. Now, fuck that. My name is Dash, and I brought my. Come on, pronounce it for me one more time.
Hey, I got you, brother. Hey, Cianado, tequila.
That's nachos with
that's
tequila,
nacho.
reposado, additive free. Check it out.
And he the one supposed to know how to speak Spanish. But go ahead. Anyway, go ahead. Dominique.
I swear, I swear. Uh, so I got a little, you know what? They ain't paying me for this. I got a little reposado tequila. That's what we on for the evening. Tequila for sure. Uh, green screen messing it up, but trust me, it's a bottle right here. Here we go. Here
Ain't no real
we go.
tequila.
Yeah,
That's
hold
straight.
it a little near and dear to your heart, man. Hold it near and dear to your heart. There you
Near,
go. It's showing good
There
now.
you go.
near dear to my heart where I like to keep it close
That's
by.
it. That's it.
What you got?
Similarly, keeping to the theme. Little pantalones, also organic, additive free, courtesy of my good brother, brother Cruz. Here a little birthday present, if you will.
Touche.
Hold up. I didn't get one.
Well,
You ain't had no part either.
I have to dare to
Nah,
be
you good.
different. So I don't drink tequila. So I have some Bamboo Black XO cognac, Lil Wayne edition. Shout out to my plugs and connects at Sovereign Brands, and shout out to Barry Bonds for blessing me with that exclusive bottle.
I see that.
Rapper alive right there.
All right, so who's doing the toast before we get started?
Go ahead, Raymond. Hey, I don't have one tonight.
You don't have one tonight?
What?
Ah, man. What we got here? What we got here? Some ships are
Oh,
warships, and those ships may sink, but the best ships are friendships. And to our ship, we drink. There it
Hey,
is.
hey, I cheers to that.
cheers to that. All right. Let's get to it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna ask these questions. Anybody can feel free to kick it off. If y'all want to pass all around, y'all can do that too. Or if one of y'all want to take that particular question, we can go from there. So let's start off the conversation with this question. So, what moment made you realize that this particular friendship that we had the potential to become a financial partnership? Not that look. Was that a good one?
Yeah,
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, look, hey, bro, you should have seen these questions before we jump.
yeah,
Hey, yeah,
hey, real
that
talk.
would have
I
been
thought about that, but well, no, it's interesting that you bring that up though, because I don't know if y'all remember this. So, sheesh, man, it's gonna go back pre-pandemic, so it feels like eons ago. Anything that was before 2020,
Right.
feel like definitely over a decade ago. But we had actually in our group chat had several attempts at trying to form something of this nature.
Mhm.
Whether it be obviously our current endeavor of investing in the stock market, potential ideas of real estate, just any idea to kind of pool together our resources for the greater good of actually trying to really generate revenue so that we can all hell retire, stop working. We got families, but I think this is me. This is why I want y'all to jump in. I think there was just some level of skepticism, not that we didn't trust each other, but just really skeptical of, okay, what is the plan? Right. And so for me, I think that pivotal moment was, Kevin, this will probably resonate with you. And I was getting my MBA. So 2020 popped off January. I went back to school after being out for a decade, got my MBA. Man, started economics course. I was like, man, this stock stuff a little bit interesting. And then we got the Motley Fools Investment Club for Dummies or whatever you call it. For beginners, I think they call it, but hell, we was
Beginners,
dummies
yeah.
at that time. And so, man, we spent probably 6 to 8 months before we even pitched it to anybody. And so I think that time and intentionality, at least at that point, I knew that this was something that was going to manifest itself to be something more and real because of the fact that you and I even spent a significant amount of time, over half a year, in a pitch before we even brought it to anybody else, including those on this call.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'll say that, man, I'm just the definition of, you plant a seed and wait for it to grow, because I remember you and Kevin talking about this, and specifically there was a book, Kevin, and you have to remind me of the book that you sent it to us. You're like, hey man,
Same one.
I got this idea. What was it called?
Same one.
The Motley Fool, yeah.
Investment Club
But
for
yeah,
beginners.
that was it. And literally this dude bought it, and that's how I knew he was serious. But I wasn't ready to make that jump yet. So he had planned it, and then I saw them making moves, making money, and I was like, you know what? Hold up, let me hop on this thing before these units skyrocket. So
Right.
I hit him up one day, and he was like, yeah, man, units are XYZ a share. You want to get in? I was like, yeah, man, I'm all the way in. Let me buy in the highest amount I can. So that's when I saw my friends being successful, which I already trusted them kind of. But I saw them making some money moves, and they were real serious about it, and that's when I got serious.
Nick.
Not just kind of.
Right,
Kind of thing.
right. You heard that
I,
kind of.
I'd have known them, like you said, 30 years.
We got talking about 30 years.
Uh, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, not that there's like a particular moment or thing or whatever that I knew. I mean, I think it was just the fact that I view you all as my, not just my business partners, not just my, I'm saying best friends, but I view you all as like family, like my real brothers. Um, I knew Ramone was always good with money. I've known this since we were children, so I knew anything that,
Can't be out there spending lavishly, baby.
you know what I'm
Only on chains and drink. That's the only lavish spending we doing.
saying? Since we were kids, man, I've known this. So and I knew that anything that he vouched for, you know what I'm saying, I knew was probably a good idea. And then of course everybody else doing their due diligence, I knew that if my brothers are involved, I'm in it automatically. It's just a matter of what are we into. And so, when you kind of pitch the idea to us, Kev, um, not to say that I was sold from the jump, but if it was sound and it made sense, And all we had to do was apply some sweat equity, and put up a couple dollars. But it's with my brothers, man. Let's do it.
I don't know if
Hmm.
y'all remember this, but you remember when during COVID when we were having those virtual happy hours?
Yeah,
That's kind
Oh,
of
yeah, yeah.
I remember it kind of starting because we was having those virtual happy hours, and I remember actually Chad said something about some money, and I was like, speaking of which, I said we all way too damn successful for us not to have a business together or be making some money together.
I remember that.
And that's kind of where it was. It was more like it was kind of fucking around at first because it was
Yeah,
something that Chad said of something about some money. And then after that, I was like, well, you know what we need to do since we was in the house anyway during COVID, we need to all try to figure out and come up with some ideas of how we can, what I'm saying, make some money together. So that's the part that I remember where it all kind of started formulating. And then Ramone, like you said, you threw that book to me. And when I finished, you said, read it and then get back to me and tell me what you think. And then after I read, I was like, hey, bro, I think we can do this. And instead of doing the club, we can make this into a business. And then that's when shit just kind of started going from
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
100%.
Dominique sparked something too, man. What also sold me is that y'all had this going on, but he right. Ramone was a big driving factor because he was going to school to get his MBA, and you did it in was it finance? Something to do with finance, right, Ramone?
So I got my master business administration, which actually encompassed all of them. I took finance courses, two account classes, two econ classes, marketing, entrepreneurship course, as well as a business organization course also. And so it actually just hit timely, man. It couldn't have been better timing. Like you said, COVID had hit. I didn't know COVID was gonna hit. I actually started the program in January.
Mhm.
COVID didn't hit us till March. But like you talk about seed planting, the seeds was already, wheels was already in motion.
Yep.
And we just didn't know what was going to come out of it at the
See, in
time.
my head, I was thinking you were going to school to make this succeed, even if you were just going for yourself. But in my head, I'm thinking, oh shoot, Ramon studying this stuff, like he really trying to be serious about this, and that sold me too.
Yeah, then you remember, like I said, that time frame, that's when I really started dabbling in the stock market myself. You know what I'm saying? Pretty heavy around that same time when Ramon was uh
Mhm.
on his MBA, because I kind of went head first into it, just myself personally. And then once he sent me that kind of started aligning things. And I told you about, like I said, that dream I kept having over and over again. So all of this stuff just kind of started formulating all at the same time. So it was a perfect storm. All right, now we get to the good questions. So, out of the group, which one of us do you feel is the most, we'll say, frugal?
We,
What,
we
what do
got
you
this whole
what do you
This
say? Do we have
this,
this? Do we have the answer? Do we say it
I'm
all
about
at
to
the
say,
same
this multiple
time?
choice or is this a short answer?
Hey, however you wanna,
I mean,
however
look,
I
you
okay,
don't
wanna
know,
slice
man.
it,
okay, look,
I
do
don't
we
know
say it all on
about
three?
huh?
Look, I think the answer is unanimous, right? So it's just a matter of do we say it on three or do we say
I
it?
think with this one we could probably say on three because we all know where
let's
this
say,
is going. All right,
Matter of
one.
fact, just raise your hand to save us the time of calling your name. Just raise your
no,
hand.
no, no. Let's call them out. Let's just call whoever
Okay,
it
all
is.
right.
All right, on three. One, two, three. Ramon.
Ramon,
Out of habit.
it's no question, bro. No question. No question.
That
Oh
mother.
man, Ramon, you got anything to say about that?
Hey man, the reality of it is though, man, we talk about this. So, candid moment, because none of y'all have heard this, and I haven't actually shared because I actually just jumped back into it. So, had which is therapy, right? I just started back speaking with a counselor, this week. And one of the things, it was an introductory call. And so one of the things she talked about was childhood. And so I had to, obviously unpack. She asked about who my circle was, mentioned you guys, of course. And I actually shared with the counselor that I recognized from a very early age that my social economic status was much different than my friends growing up. Like I knew that in adolescence. And so, yeah, I mean, to your point, like we joke about it, but at the real of it is Hell, I ain't had no damn money growing up, for real, for real. Not saying y'all was like rich, but
Yeah.
hell, compared to what I was used to seeing and what I saw, shit, I wanted what y'all had. And so I don't know if y'all remember, but shit, by the time when we was able to work, hey, 14, I was working illegally and like Dash cousins. I was, hey, I was walking to work, and yeah, ninth grade, you can't tell me, hey, that was the laughing spin that came in on them jabos.
Where you was working at, Ramone?
Hey, boy, dollar discount. That first job popped off. Built that Dollar
What you
Tree from the scratch.
what you still out of there?
Wait a minute.
Hey,
Whoa, whoa,
hey,
whoa, whoa,
hey,
whoa, whoa.
hey, 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 this is a recorded call,
Hey,
man. What you
hey,
talking
hey,
about?
Marcus, look, I know you in the background, my guy. Just the thumbs up if you could edit that part out. Yes. All right,
We got
bet.
to edit that now, bro. We was 14 years old. Ain't shit. Hey, look,
Shit,
ain't
me.
nothing.
Hey.
Statute of limitation is
Hey,
far over
hold
by
your
now.
hand up if the law apply to you extra.
I
Hey,
didn't
that's
even
that side, huh?
know.
Make sure they get
Just
that
to let
side.
them know.
Oh man. All right. So the next one is who is the most frivolous with their spending?
Oh.
Frivolous?
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this.
I know who I got an idea of. That every time I go to their house, they got some new shit.
I mean,
Hey,
I feel like this one's unanimous too, but
I'm
go
about to say it ain't but one of us that got a two-car garage with no cars in it because a fucking golf cart taking up
on my mama,
spaces.
bro.
The fuck?
Now car parked in the garage.
Nah,
Oh,
they
we going on three on this
don't
one?
know who that is.
One, two, three. Dash.
Dash. Brother Cruz.
All right. So which one has always had a hustler mentality out of the group?
I don't know, bro. We all been
Mm,
hustling.
I think everybody
yeah.
equally. I think
I
this
was
is
about to say
all.
now, I think that's the
Yeah,
beauty
hustling
of
is
it,
like, boy, I used to
right?
sell goddamn bread at I used to bring bread over to people's yard sales and sell them for 50 cents a loaf.
Man, but
Hell,
here's
bro.
the thing. I that's probably what you talk about what attracts people, right? And I think one of the things, one, there's opposites. Obviously, all of us we started together and have gone on various different paths, even from our path to education and how we chose to be educated, where we decided to live, all those different things. But I actually think that's the one commonality when I think of all of us in that circle. You talk about the hustle or the grind. I mean, legitimately, we joke, but the one that's closest to Mexican descent has the most jobs on this call.
If
You know what I'm saying? You got brother Frederick, sorry, who has started his own business and has gone out there and is still marketing himself and then obviously with you, Kevin, and trying to really try to build more of the passive income streams. And we talk about with this investment pieces. And then you obviously going to better yourself now from an educational lens, so you can try to make that work for you. You know what I mean? And then I think some of y'all know I've dabbled in not only stocks investments, but also real estate has been something that's been a passion of mine too, in addition to working since I was 14
And
and
selling
at the
knives
time I
and
selling
shit.
knives. So man, I don't know that I can say that any one of us out hustles the other, man. I think that's probably what
with
motivates us, if
yeah,
anything.
that is.
Agree.
That's a
Agree.
solid point, bro. To be honest,
I
I never looked at it
completely
from that
agree with
perspective.
that.
I
I
mean,
agree with that too.
but just thinking about it, you're right though. Like all of us, and even the ones who aren't on this call, who are also in our group chat. Uh, yeah, you're 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so question for y'all as well. So, how do you think that our friendship gives us a business advantage?
I think at the end of the day, man, like we don't we call each other out on our bullshit or whatnot. If the money don't look like it's moving right, one of us gonna speak up. We ain't gonna be sitting around waiting to figure out, hey, does this feel like some money missing? Nah. One
This
of
is
these dudes on this call, we don't, and it ain't that we trying to hurt each other's feelings. It's just the way we didn't always talk to each other. Our
yeah,
friendship has really just grown to where, man, bro, I can be mad at you for 1 second, or I can say something that seems a bit aggressive 1 second, but we right back on the same page, like after we get off a call or whatever we was talking about.
And we understand that. And it's funny because other people see us having them conversations sometimes and be like, man, what the, y'all all right? Because Dash, you remember me, you had that one conversation. Shit, I got multiple phone calls, man. You and Dash good? I said, hell yeah, nigga, I just got the phone with him. He's like, oh man, shit, I thought y'all was beefing. It's like, nah. Once that recording
Yeah,
go off and once we get out that meeting, nigga, it is back to normal.
it's back on, but we ain't gonna play with our money.
No, we
Yeah, I
definitely
think
not gonna do that.
I think it's just the realization that we're all brothers, right? Like, so I'm not gonna try to cheat my brother. I'm not gonna try to shortchange my brother. I'm gonna try to make sure that I uphold and the standard of what either my brother has set, or I'm trying to set, or we collectively have set in that mission. And so I think just from a business standpoint, that's what gives us that advantage. I can blind, for the most part. Finally, trust but verify. You know what I'm saying? What my brothers got going on, and when they pitch me an idea, like it's not one of those things where you see about where my brother got me involved in a Ponzi scheme. Nah, nah. Like so,
Hey,
I
when we was younger.
mean, maybe when we was younger, but I mean, even with that, like still just learning and figuring it out and learning yourself, right? And what you latch on to as far as like again, as Ramon spoke to, just the hustle. I think that all of those things come together. We're all equally smart.
Right.
There's no dummies on this call. You know what I mean? And so I think that that gives us the advantage of knowing each other, having that history and that background, but also that trust, knowing that we're all trying to put each other in a better position and share and information sharing. So it's not that, oh, they're doing something over here and we're not aware of it. Nah, I mean we all having these conversations.
Man,
Perfect. Perfect. I'll go ahead.
have any of y'all either heard of or even read any portion of the book Culture Code?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I've
Man,
heard of
so
it.
so in this book, the most resonating thing for me is this idea about a red team. And so it talks about how organizations, I want to say Google, I could be misquoting it, and Disney, I think Disney utilized, Pixar, Disney utilized like brain trust.
Mhm.
Google would have these red teams. The idea and concept behind a red team is ultimately that you throw an idea out there on the table, could be the best idea anybody ever heard, but what allows and has allowed those companies to be as successful, they have individuals, people identified to say your job is to poke holes at it. I don't care how good it is. Find something that's wrong with it with the idea of innovation and making it better. And so you talk about this friendship and how it allows our business to thrive and be different. And so you've heard, hey, there's trust. You heard being authentic, I think, in some ways. And I think because we've got that sweat equity, that trust, and that rapport built in, a lot of people don't take kindly to red teaming. I'm almost certain if you talk to people outside of this circle about their perception of how I show up in spaces on the calls and whatever have you, they probably got like, especially because some of them are closer to Kevin, right? Like, dang, why is not Ramon coming for every idea or whatever you have you? Because I've grown to be comfortable with the fact that I'm a red team the shit out of any idea, not because I don't like it, but if it's a good idea, how do we make it great and greater? And I think you talk about our bond and our friendship, we can red team each other, and that's why Kevin sometimes he'll ask a question, ask everybody to talk, and he'll be like, Ramon, you got something? He be asking me to red team. He want me to red team it. And I
Right.
think that's because there's this comfort level of, you know what, I know that if there's any level of criticism that's coming from anybody on this call, it's coming from a solid place. And now I'm trying to make you better, not I'm trying to take you down.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
And I read Creativity Inc., Ramon, which was about Pixar, and they talked about their red team and brain trust. So I didn't read the color code you was talking about, but that was in that Creativity Inc. Book, which was a story of Pixar. But yeah, they talked about that a lot, and it took a while for them to actually create that brain trust to do so because when they were still with, I think they were with Lucasfilms before they actually broke off the Pixar, and that was one of the big things to where they didn't have that capability of being able to do that. So they really kind of took off once they left Lucasfilms, and then they created that brain trust of Pixar. So yeah, I read that in that book, so that's a good one. But
We've already been doing that just as friends. Maybe didn't even have a word for it and didn't know it,
didn't know what it was, but we
but
were doing
but
it.
was instinctively doing it as a group already.
And like
Mhm.
Ramon said, when it's coming out of a place that I know that when Ramon's bring and Ramon, you basically called me out on it. Yes, I do that in meetings all the time. I basically throw it your way because one thing with you and I think we work well together in regards to being able to bounce those type of ideas off of each other and know that if I throw you a lob, I know you're gonna be able to find, or as we say sometimes, play the devil's advocate role, in that particular case to make sure that there's nothing that I may have missed or somebody else may have missed. So yeah, that's definitely a good point. And yes, I do that shit all the time. But this is the perfect segue into this next question. So this is just going so smoothly. Out of each of us, pick one person that you actually learn either a finance or an investment lesson from.
In
So
this group, you
yeah,
said?
out of us, what has somebody taught you in regards from an investment or from a finance or just from a money standpoint that you learned from one of us?
Man, there's just so many.
So
I
many.
just know talking to you, Kev, uh, and when we talking about actual things like NAV, we talk about how things, you have natural erosion of stocks that you invest in that pay dividends, or
Mhm.
just the trend of market. Even I see Marcus hopped on, really got in the charts when Marcus hopped on, but
Definitely.
uh, dude, like Dominique, hell, you threw me on like options and stuff, really digging into options because you was playing with it a little bit. Hell, Ramone, shit, you just kind of threw me on the whole thing. I didn't even know Ramone was investing. So,
I didn't know either. He
but
told
then,
me.
but then when I, you said what?
I said I didn't know either till he told me when he sent me that book. I was like, damn, I didn't even know, nigga, you was investing.
Yeah, but see, I've had conversations with Ramon, not just about investing in securities, but like he said, the properties. And we've talked about properties before, the struggles. Uh, and even when it just come to contracts, like I was going through a thing where I had to, and it kind of got to do with investing, but I needed to sue GMC for my truck, and he was talking to me about that, and kind of made me think a little deeper too. So Ramon will ask you questions to get you thinking, but as far as like the property and stuff, I think that's kind of where I can pick his brain because he's kind of been down that route. So I'm gonna just hit all y'all.
I
Uh,
mean, for me, oh, go ahead,
okay.
Dominique. My
But
bad.
no,
My
no, no,
bad.
you good, go. You got it. You got it.
You good. I was born a day earlier, so you
You're
actually
right.
right.
Hey, you got
Let
it.
your,
You got it,
let your
nigga.
elders speak.
You got it.
Nah, man, I think, man, really just the being bold, right? So I think you could talk about the education and all those things. You can read up on it. You can watch YouTube. Young folks, I know we're gonna put this on social, TikTok. I know that's where a lot of y'all probably digest a lot and consume a lot of your lessons. But man, one of the things that I need to actually grow into more is really emulating the boldness that you all have, right? Dash asked me for some resources a couple of weeks ago regarding LLCs, right? And he was like, "Hey, man, I could tell you up, down, left, and right the different states that practice anonymity, how you should set up a shell company, parent shell, and all this." And my response to him was like, "Man, I got a list for you." But I'm over here dragging my feet on actually going through and setting up the whole parent company. This man probably took the list I gave him and probably done already did what I just gave him advice to do. Me and Kevin talked about them parent companies and stuff before. So, I mean, I think one of the things, but y'all talked about it when y'all said who was the most frugal. That's probably what's holding me back because you got to still spend a little bit of money to make a little bit of money. And so yeah, man, I think all of y'all's bravery and courage when it comes to whatever the investment or endeavor may be is something that I am learning and hopefully will continue to learn as our friendship continues to grow.
Dominique.
For sure. I mean, it's as Dash kind of said, man, it's so many different lessons and things that I've learned just from, I mean, we got what, 30 plus years in this thing, bro. From again, Ramon, when we were kids, of, just the importance of saving, keeping, trying to hold on to what it is that you have and be responsible with it. We ain't gonna say frugal. I won't say uh, but I'll say responsible. I mean, because you can still have fun,
Right.
right? But it's being responsible with it. Um, Learning the lessons from my brother and brother Cruz on not necessarily what not to do, but we've all kind of had those things where it's like, you know, you shouldn't do this, and I can learn from each one of us in that particular regard. Maybe not being scared to pull the trigger or not necessarily holding back when it comes to you got to make that decision whether I'm going to whether I'm going to progress and move myself forward, or am I going to stay here in this moment? So I think just in all of that, man, like the financial lessons just from all of us is just, just keep grinding, keep hustling. And I think that's the biggest thing is keep learning. And every one of us on this call have always have and continue to strive to learn more information to try to put ourselves in a better position. And so just from that alone, man, just the financial grind, because the money gonna come as you elevate. And so just kind of seeing that work ethic, it makes it hard for you to be lazy if you on this call. You know what I'm saying? And you see your circle, your peers up here, and you down here bullshitting. So
Mhm.
I think it's all encompassing.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
All right. So
Hold up, you moving on? I got something I want to say to Dominique because when you said it, it made me think like it's been times that boy I didn't pull the trigger and I didn't invested too much damn money and then I ain't had no liquid no liquid cash in there.
yeah, I remember you called me that one day and
Reverse.
something that you did. I said, nigga, I know you didn't do that. He's like, hey, nigga, it's too late. It done already happened.
Reverse,
Too late.
reverse.
You say, put
Hey,
it in reverse, Terry.
by that time, hey, if you take it back, they like we can give it to you in 3 to 5 days, but the bill
Ah,
due tomorrow.
I need it today.
Ooh-wee.
Hey, it'll be all right. But hey, that made me think when you said that, Dominic. I did that a few times where you just get excited, and you be like, "Hey, I'm fucking pull the trigger,"
Yeah, because I
and now
remember
you
you
ain't got
pulled the trigger on that specific bank that you thought was going to recover.
no SVC. We ain't gonna talk about that, man. Silicon Valley. Yeah, they took a little bit from me. They took a little bit. But go on to your next question.
All right. Hey, you ready to move on now?
Next question, please.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
what advice would you give to someone who does not have a supportive circle or a strong circle that we have? What advice would you give them?
Too late now. you, you fucked up. What can I say?
Hit the reset button.
Man, to be honest, I don't know what advice you can give nobody for real, bro. What you gonna tell them? Uh, we got a unique situation. Now, y'all let y'all speak to it, but I don't know what advice you to go get some better friends. How do you even do
And not how do you even do that is wild. Hey, I don't even know how you
that?
get better friends than mine. Shit, you ain't gonna find no better friends
I
than
mean,
mine.
look, bro, you're talking about a top type of quality friend here, friends.
Oh
Man.
man,
I think honestly, though, if I mean, again, what we've got is rare, right? Like we've known each other all since we were 7 years old. I ain't
We
gonna
was
say
just
I
talking
was,
about Dominique today.
yeah, man, like 7 years old, bro. Like we got children that are older than that. Um,
we do.
by several years. And so I just think that if you didn't have that circle of friendships and people that you can lean on to, the best advice that I could give to you is not just, and when I say YouTube University, I ain't just saying just get on there and just fuck around, but like be intentional. What life is it that you are looking to create? Are you looking to get into real estate? And then you use YouTube to find videos of people that are in that space that you're wanting to get into, and just digest the information from there. And like they say, man, just kind of take in what sticks to you, and then spit out the bones. I don't want to use the phrase because we're in that era,
Right.
but
Right.
But yeah, no, take what sticks to you.
Don't the YNs need to see this and see that you can speak as a man confidently and say some questionable things and not have to pee everything, pause it, that is.
Yeah,
Look at
okay.
y'all,
Well, I'm not
man.
gonna stand on that trap door. So
Yeah, man.
Don't let him set
Because
you up there,
waiting on
bro.
you.
Yeah, you damn near 40, man. Talk how you want to talk, boy.
yeah,
Hey,
like
hey, you know, once it goes to
I
the
am.
internet, it don't leave.
Yeah, it would be. Look, it will remain on the internet. So again, like I said, I mean, I think that you should just look on YouTube, man, or look to people in your environment. Go to spaces where those type people that you're looking to be like are at. If it's not in your circle, go and find that circle. If I want to be a landscaper, I mean, I can't hang over here with a bunch of dudes as architects. You know what I'm saying? So I should probably go either look up landscapers or maybe catch some landscapers on the fly by on the street. But the thing is you gotta be willing to step outside of your comfort zone to
Mm,
make that happen. If you're an introvert, you gotta be an extrovert. If you're an extrovert and you kind of need to be a little bit more subdued a little bit, you gotta be that for whatever it is that you're looking to do. So you at the end, because at the end of the day, you gotta stand in front of that mirror and look yourself in the eye, right? And say that I make the right choice to do the things that it is that I want to do. So if you don't have that circle that you can lean onto, you got to build it. And
mm,
unfortunately,
Hey,
that
sit there. That's
mm.
That's actually what I was thinking about as y'all were speaking. And man, victim of circumstance, right? We doing this call right now because I'm about to go to this week-long professional development boot camp. And they gave homework. I was doing some of that homework today, and the article that I read, one of them specifically talked about the power and importance of having a support system. And so I'm gonna counter that a little bit though, Dominique, because you was going. Man, I wasn't even gonna have to say nothing because you was going right what I was saying in terms of networking. You talked about networking and how networking isn't
Taking
this
over the
skill.
conversation, asshole.
What isn't what a skill was built or isn't a skill that you're just born with per se, but it's something that you can build and kind of grow into. But man, yeah, go meet the architect too. Because one of the things I think that was very powerful was the idea and this notion that you surround yourself with people from all different types of experiences, be open and receptive to feedback, but then also, man, why go through a lesson if you could get that from somebody else? And man, you ain't got to get that bruise or somebody else got it for you. And so I think that is what makes marathon beautiful when you look at it. Yeah, it probably started in a very close-knit circle, but man, look at the network. Everybody in here then either brought somebody on and or forge an additional personal relationship with somebody that's in marathon that they didn't know outside of this network. So yeah, maybe you don't have to be from the same skill or trade or background to actually build that support system and group camaraderie.
no fear.
Yeah, I got it. The only thing that I would add to that, because y'all touched on everything else, is sometimes I think people have to understand that in order for you to have good friends and good people around you, you also have to be a good friend and have, and, you know what I'm saying, be good to people around you. Because I think a lot of times it's an expectation that everybody's just supposed to be, good to you or help you out or put you in the right position and everything. But you got a lot of people that don't take that time to actually be a good friend. Like if somebody needs you, you know what I'm saying? I can say that, like, if I'm on the side of the road right now, if I call one of y'all probably gonna talk some shit on how I got on the side of the road,
The whole way.
talking shit up until getting to me, and then talking shit until we get back and get it done. But at the end of the day, I know that y'all coming. And then if it's a pause, and then I know if it's a situation to where
Ain't nobody even catch that, bro.
hey, after I said it, it hit me. And then y'all know vice versa. If it's a situation to where y'all need something, y'all know that it ain't even a second thought or question. You know what I'm saying? That I'm going to arrive at your location to make sure that you know
Yeah,
what
we're gonna come on and get you.
I'm saying? Marcus, you got a final question for us before we close out? I know you've been sitting back. I would say taking this all in, but then that'll be another
I ain't
part.
gonna lie, man. I really just wanted to be in the room, be a fly on the wall, and just hear it because y'all have something that's so special. Like Kevin, man, me and you been friends our entire adult life. I met you when we were 18, 17, 18. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all have is so beautiful. I only have one friend that I've known, since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? Someone that I consider to be that close. And it's so beautiful to see that y'all have been brothers this long and that y'all are very intentional about keeping it close. That's just a beautiful thing, man. Like I said, everybody don't grow up that way. Everybody doesn't get that. And no matter where you come from, anytime you see brotherhood, and it's crazy because I just had this conversation the other day about how important it is for men to be intentional about their friendships. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole world, especially black men, the whole world is trying to tell us we're nothing. We live in this era where women don't like us. At least they pretend like they don't. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole message that's out there is fuck these niggas and men ain't shit. And so you have to have brotherhood because that's like, to me, that's your foundation. That's your foundation. Outside of your mother and your father, that's your foundation, is your friendships. I know personally that I have friends that if they don't hear from me for a few days, they check on me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I battle with mental health stuff. You've heard me talk about this stuff before. And having those kinds of connections with my brothers is crazy. We're about to have a weekend down here. Was that next weekend, Kev?
Yep.
You know, and just being intentional about making sure we keep those relationships strong is beautiful to me. And so like I actually told Kev when I met all of y'all, like I ain't seen nothing like what y'all got.
Yeah.
I can tell like it's genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can tell that it's genuine. Like, first of all, let's keep it real. Some jokes you can't tell to a nigga that ain't your brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I would just say that would be my piece, is that what y'all have is beautiful and what we're building is beautiful. And I'm grateful to even know the rest of y'all. I wouldn't have met y'all if it wasn't for Kev.
Right.
So,
Yep.
That goes to the point y'all made earlier. So I look forward to strengthening the relationships I have with all of y'all. And yeah, y'all just keep doing it, man. Like y'all are all people that I trust. And Kev, no, that's a big statement because I don't trust nobody. So
with all the friendship, man, you had your ups and downs. I think we all didn't, laid hands on somebody in this room at least once. It's been a combination of hands that people that got blessed.
I ain't gonna lie. The one I be worried about be Ramone. Because every time when I first met Ramone, it was like he looked through my soul. I'm like, hey man, what this nigga on?
Yeah, he's a little scrappy,
I got mad respect for you though, Mr. Copper. Really. I think out of all of y'all, he'd be the one I randomly called. Like, hey man, hey, what's up with you, man? I think I done called him twice in the last.
You have, yeah. You have, yeah. You have. Even when your daughter's looking at schools and stuff like that, yeah. Talking through some of that.
Yeah.
Nah, 100%. You're right though, man. And I think that's the beauty of it too. We definitely didn't been physical. Some of us didn't even drawn weapons on one another. But man, I don't know who would do such a thing.
Who would do
We ain't calling no names because we on camera.
I ain't gonna say a nigga hit me in the temple with a bat when we was younger, but he might have.
Did somebody shoot out a window?
Yes, I was say somebody. Oh, now, hey, I didn't do the shooting.
All right, so I do got one question before we get out of here because it just sparked because of that conversation. What do you guys value more? Making money or building relationships?
Can I answer first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'd love to make all the money. I would, but I'd rather have the relationship with and when I say my friends, I ain't talking, when I say my friends, my brothers, y'all know who I'm talking about. I'd rather have that than all the money. The money would be nice. Don't get me wrong. I ain't know
Silver and gold.
goddamn vow of poverty. I ain't none of that bullshit. Don't get me
I'd
wrong.
rather have friendship.
But
Damn fever.
just the bond that we have, and just the you know what I'm saying, just the brotherhood that we actually have. Marcus, to when you kind of to touch on what you were saying, just to fill it in, just the family that I picked, and vice versa. Each one of us picked each other to be our family. Like we was born into the family that we were born into, but we picked this one, and so uh, there's 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 no amount of money that I would trade any of that I would trade this for, like or sell any of this out for. So, eh, but would I rather make money with them? 100%, 1,000%.
I guess I'll go next. Uh, fuck y'all. Where the money at? I go buy people new friends. I tell you this. Hey, I tell you this. When I get rich, all my friends gonna be rich too, though, because I'm gonna live in a rich neighborhood. I don't know where y'all gonna be living. Nah, man, y'all can come visit. Y'all still be my friends,
Oh
man.
Y'all
man,
can come visit.
That's my answer. I don't know what else to
the shit
Hey,
that
well, fuck
kills.
him then, goddamn it. Cut his point.
say.
We don't
Hey
get
man,
Yeah,
it's
into
but
crazy.
No, I said
Man,
something. Y'all know I make music and stuff, and I said this in one of my verses. I said, if the people standing by you ain't rich, then I said if the people standing by you broke, then shawty you ain't rich, and I mean that. Like, if your friends ain't successful, if what y'all doing collectively ain't working for the greater good of all of y'all, then you not rich. You're
I,
not.
and thing with me is, I think when somebody becomes wealthy, one of two things happens. Either you end up leaving your friends, or you end up paying for everything to keep your friends around. So my thing was always, I've always wanted to make sure and get rich or wealthy with the people that I know that's willing to put in the work first and foremost to get there, because you can definitely have on too many backpacks when you're trying to climb up that that mountain of wealth. But it'd be boring being the only rich person because I'm not paying for everybody's shit. So with that being said, y'all niggas better get y'all shit together so we can all be rich together. So therefore I ain't gotta worry about, man, I want to do this with my boys, but shit, I gotta pay for everybody to come. Hell no, we're gonna make this
them
money
niggas gotta
together.
work.
So then we all can enjoy it together. We don't never have to worry about having somebody left behind. So
Yeah.
I think that
no
like
friend left behind.
I think like attracts like. When they say iron sharpens iron, I think that who you are attracts who you are. Um, a giver can't be around a taker. It got to be two givers. You know what I'm saying? It got pause. It got to be. It got to absolutely be. It got to be people that want something around people that want something. You know what I'm saying? Like it can't be a person with poor work ethic, a person with excuses. Like I don't see y'all that way. If anything, being connected to y'all makes me go harder. And I work hard. You know what I'm saying? But just knowing that when we get into this meeting, y'all gonna have y'all shit done. I'm not showing up with my shit not done.
facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Hard not to, yeah.
All right. Well, with that being said, one more go around the room. One thing that you want to leave our viewers with, or we can even do this. You can either give us one word that you want to leave, or one comment you want to leave everybody with, or what legacy do you want, or do you see Marathon Capital as a whole leaving behind? So you can answer either one of them, starting with Ramone.
man, you put me on the spot, brother. I was over here trying to think about it. But I guess I just go what came quickly to the dome, man. I think the word was love, man. Essentially, man, after going through this call, I think one of the things that resonated most was, hey, man, there's a love for one another, right? There's this love that we all have to the hustle and to the game. You heard about the responses. There's obviously a love for still having something we can leave behind, leaving a legacy behind. But most importantly, it's the fact that the love we have for not only what we do, but who we do it with and how we do it. is magnetized into the fact that we were able to get 20 plus people together to believe in something because of that L word. And so I just leave it at that.
That's a good one. Dash.
Man, I joke, but seriously, my biggest thing is making sure that Nathan, my son, Aries, my son, sees that you can have the men can work together, and that we don't have to be at odds. You don't have to decrease for me to increase. None of that has to happen. So that's really the biggest thing I like, and that's why y'all see him hop on the camera sometimes. I don't hide in another room. I want him to come in and see us talking and see us on the camera. So if the money gonna be there, but you can't buy relationships like we have. You can't buy collaboration like this. You can put a company together, but you can't make it succeed unless we all on the same page. So that's what I want, man, and that's what I really like about it.
That's a good one. Dominique.
100%, man. I think y'all all know that I'm a Nip fan. Um, and one of the quotes that was attributed to him is the highest human act is to inspire. And I think when I look around my friends group, I'm inspired. And so again, kind of that makes me want to grind that much more harder. Uh, pause. That makes
How
me
hard? How hard you grinding?
harder. You know what I'm saying? It makes me want to, you know what I'm saying, like to push the line. And so it reminds you of like you can't slack. I gotta show up because
He's killing me, dog.
my brother's gonna come here and they gonna have their shit done. So I can't bullshit because they inspire me, they make me want to be better. And that's, whether that's financially, whether that's mentally, whether that's as a role of a partner or just in all titles. It just makes you want to be that much better. So I that's what I would say and I would attribute to just this circle.
Word. All righty. Well, I guess I'll leave it out on one thing, and that's going to be brotherhood. I mean, there's nothing more important than that because that is the foundation for everything else. Because as you said, this is the family, Dominic, that this is the family that we created.
Hmm.
What I'm saying. And I think it's normal to us because we've been living in it since we've been seven. So I think sometimes we don't understand how special and how valuable what we have is to other people until other people really start telling us. Because I hear it all the time when somebody asks me how long have I been knowing y'all, how long we've been knowing each other, and it's like you talking about 30 years and we ain't even 40. They like, whoa, y'all been knowing each other that long? And it's not a situation to where we've known each other that long, but it's a situation to where we've known each other that long and there's been a constant friendship for that time frame. Now, don't get me wrong, we done all had our scraps and our knockdown dragouts, but at the end of the day, it's never been a situation to where, we have not been friends. I know Dash was mad at me for a couple of hours because I talked telling him about himself and I asked him, was he not gonna be my friend tomorrow? Suck that shit up, nigga. I'll call you tomorrow. And nigga was mad about it, but he was all right. Um, but yeah, that's the main thing is just, really taking in and appreciating the fact that we got something that is one of one that people don't have. So I'm gonna leave with that. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate y'all taking time out of y'all busy days. So we're gonna
Hold on. We did a whole lot of socializing, but we didn't do a lot of sipping. Can we
I,
sip?
I did. Well, we're gonna do one more toast to close it out. Marcus, since you
I
came in
got
on the
right
back
back
end of
up.
it, nigga, it's your turn.
I just say make sure that you understand representation matters, dog. And what y'all represent, what we represent is beautiful. You can tell your kids they can be whatever they work for, but it's another thing to show them. So make sure y'all understand that what we are is black excellence and take pride in that shit.
Man, I'm with that. Salute.
Uh,
It's plenty that way you're going, Dash. Don't you worry.
And we are out. Thank y'all for watching.
All right, man. Hey, I gotta hop in here, man.